Hello everybody, Giselle Grenier here from artplace.ca. Well, I had to do this video because I was stuck on something. I ran out of burnt sienna. I don't know how that happened. I ran out of burnt sienna. I have probably about this much left in my DecoArt Media Fluid acrylics. It's already dried out. I didn't cap it properly. Completely out of the Traditions. So, I mean, I have other tube brands, like the Golden Opens, which I use specifically for acrylic portraits when it's where I need the drying time. But you know from watching my videos, I'm a big DecoArt fan, so that's what I like to use. And I'm out. Burnt sienna is one of my core pigments that I use in my limited palette. What do I do? Well, let's see if we can make, because although burnt sienna is a single pigment, it's PBR7. We should be able to make it. BR7. We should be able to make it using red, yellow, and blue. We should. From watching all the other color theory videos, you know that any mixture is determined by the type of color. So there's many yellows, there's many reds, there's many blues. Which one do you use? Well, sticking with my limited palette, Hansa Yellow Light, Napthol Red Light, Ultramarine Blue, and Phthalo Blue. So those are the ones I'm going to use. I'm going to see what happens. That's all I can tell you. I'm going to see what happens. So let's try with some Napthol Red Light. Burnt sienna, all it is a reddish brown. So if we take yellow and red, we get an orange. And then we add blue to it. Which blue? I have no idea. I wanted to make this more on the red side. Oh, and I guess it would help if you knew what color burnt sienna was. So that's what the color is, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to that so you can see the true underlying color. Okay. We are way off. Let's add more blue. And I'm thinking probably the Phthalo blue was probably going to be the right one. Again, it's all dependent on the type. Whoops. It's going to be dependent on the type of red, type of blue, and the type of yellow that you're using. And with something having more red and blue, you're getting more violet. Got to hit it with a bit more yellow. Oh, okay, I'm seeing something here. To make burnt umber, I just use burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. That's what I use. Making burnt sienna. That's a nice dark color. Got it. You can't really see the true underlying color to that, so that's a bit too violet. Still, oh, that's a beautiful color though. Bit too violet, so I'm thinking, okay, well, to cut down the violet, the opposites on the color wheel, let's go in with a bit more yellow. So now we're losing a little bit of the red. This is closer actually to a burnt umber. This is closer to a burnt umber. We've lost a bit of the red. I'm going to put a bit of more red in there. Oh, here we go. And of course I'm running out of paint now. Bit of white. Oh, and I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Here we go. Yep. So we were able to do that. No, really, it's just mixing up. Oh, and all the videos I'm doing with color theory, never ever measure exactly how I'm measuring, because all brands have their pigments to be different. Okay, if you're using the Traditions and the fluid acrylic, yeah, that's fine. You can match them up. But if you're using different brands, you're gonna have to play with the colors. So starting off with more Napthol red. Formulas, I don't know, but I do know that this mixture does work. That mixture is working. So let's do it again. Yellow and red. So I already know that it's primarily more on the yellow side. So let's start with equal parts. And then start off, then go with maybe half ultramarine blue. It's too red. Add more yellow. So equal parts of red and blue, and then double the part of yellow. Double the part of yellow. So let me see. Oops. Let me see. Add a bit of white to that. What do we get? That's not bad. So it's still a little bit. So it's still a little bit too red. Let me add a little bit more yellow to that. It needs to be. I'm going to take a bit more blue, a bit more yellow. And a speck of red. There we go. So that's it. Yep. So you're going to take basically equal parts of red and blue, then add double the yellow, and then you're going to adjust. I think I have some white in here. I think I have some white in there. It is easier using the single pigment though, for sure. So I'm going to say equal of Napthol red and ultramarine blue, double of the Hansa yellow light, and then adjust. What if we took phthalo blue? And I'm thinking phthalo blue because it's a blue that leans towards green. The minute you add the red, I'm wondering if it's going to neutralize. Then also it's, you know, what yellow are you using? I'm going to get a different brush. So let's do the same thing. So let's come up with our red. Not going to need as much. Oh, that's already too much. That's already too much. Let's grab a bunch of yellow. Too much blue. Too much blue. We're going to need a lot more red. So I would say from mixing, I'm thinking equal parts of red and yellow, then add the blue to that. Then add the blue. That actually made the mixture much better. Well, we need to see the true underlying color. That's actually really nice. True underlying color. Yep. That was much easier to make. That was much easier to make. So, in thinking of what, so equal parts of Hansa yellow light and Napthol red light, then add a touch of phthalo blue. Let's do it again. Let's do it again just to make sure that that's going to work. Does this mean, knowing that I can do this, would I replace burnt sienna? No. No, it's much easier using burnt sienna in the already made up. It's a core color. It's a very inexpensive color. So equal parts of Hansa yellow light and oh, is that equal parts? I probably not. I think I may need a little bit more red in there. There we go. The furnace is on. It's so cold in here, and the The paints are drying out very, very quickly. All right. And now we're going to hit that with a touch of phthalo blue. So a touch of phthalo blue. That's, I can already see it. That's too red, but on the unstick mat, that's very misleading. Add some white. Yeah, we're good. This is close to a Terra Rosa. This is close to a Terra Rosa, which is a color that Richard Schmid uses a lot. I would knock that down a bit more yellow. And now I have some white in here, unfortunately, which ruins the mixture. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's take this mixture more yellow. So I'm already thinking it's 2 part yellow, 1 part red, and then some phthalo blue. Whoopsie. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. That's why I don't like doing color mixing with a flat, not for these types of exercises. Let's try that. With some white. Yep. Here we go. We're good. So now I know what I can use until I get my order. So that's that. So I'm thinking this is the closest match. So this is the match. So I would say 2 parts Hansa Yellow Light. Let's say 1.5 parts of Napthol Red Light, and then touches of phthalo blue. Again, formulas mean nothing to me. I like to kind of visualize that. So there we go. So that's something that I could do. So that's how you can make up a burnt sienna when you're stuck. So I would love to see your take on making burnt sienna. Again, that's a color you should have in your palette. If you're following my painting style, burnt sienna is a key color because it can do so much. And I mean, you can even use it to make Payne's Gray. So I would love to see your chart. So take the paints that you have and create your color charts, and please share them in the private Facebook group. Make notes of what you've done to replicate these colors, and I'm really interested to see what you've come up with. Also, if you have any questions on this video, please comment below the video. I read and reply on every single comment, and let me know if how your experience went with trying to make up a burnt sienna. Is it something you prefer mixing on your own, or is it something you prefer using already made up for you? I'd like to gauge your feedback on that. Alrighty, so I'm going to clean up this mess, and I'm going to prepare for the next video. So until I see you next time, stay inspired.